You've proven how stupid you really are.
He laughs as he rises to his feet. It was all an act. He reaches behind himself and pulls out my blade. Now he has both swords, and he wasn't even hurt. For a moment I regret underestimating him.
We aren't so quick to hurt, Exodus. We're both born from world stones. I'm surprised you thought it was over. But now I hold both blades. Infinite power courses through my veins. There's no way you can hope to win this.
He walks towards me, and I retreat in fright, but eventually my back hits a wall. This is exactly like the ballroom incident. I look around in panic, trying to find a way out.
No one can save you now. In fact, why should I even wait? I can unleash your power right now.
A few more steps and he's right in front of me. I know there's no use trying to run. I tried the same thing back when Endymion died. This time I wouldn't get sent back to РouᴉW.
I often wondered if there was an afterlife. On the off chance that there is, give Father my regards when you see him.
And with that, he plunges both blades inside of me. I scream as I'm pinned to the wall of the terminus. My vision falters and I look out the bridge window. The Terran surface grows bigger with each second.
That's the world that wanted your help. You could have saved them, you know. I gave you a perfectly valid option. But instead you chose to fight me. You chose a battle you knew you'd lose. And they will all suffer for it. Look at those beautiful forests, Exodus. It's the last time you'll ever see them. Or any Terran, for that matter. Souls will continue to travel here, but they'll find only hell. Engulfed in fire, burning for eternity.
He pushes the blades deeper and makes the gears spin. I can feel my essence draining faster than ever before. He was right, I could have agreed with him back then, but now my last moments alive will be full of regret. My vision slowly starts to fade. It seems he'll activate our power at the last second. At the moment of impact, he'd leave this universe. I'd die, and everyone on Terra would suffer forever. Did I get bad end? Did I straight up get like a bad ending?
I don't know.
But just like the ballroom, it wasn't over yet. However, instead of fear, these events bring hope. Not so fast, Nagi.
Oh, РouᴉW.
He's like the war doctor to me.
Kinda, yeah.
He quickly turns to address the intruder. He's caught off guard, as they've never met. But it's good to see a familiar face after this, and a part of me knows exactly what will happen next.
Acheron, do it now!
Oh yeah, that's right, they can freeze it. While Nagi is confused, РouᴉW makes his move. He dashes towards me, pulls out one of the swords. He then returns to the center of the bridge, smirking. He points the blade at Nagi, completely determined.
So, we finally meet. Velasquez's creations, together at last. He sure screwed up the first time around. You're the other one, then. You foiled my plans in the ballroom. Brother, do you have a death wish?
Nagi turns to me and tries to take the second blade, but before he can get to me, he's stopped.
Going somewhere?
Acheron quickly removes the other blade. I fall to the ground in a puddle of my own blood, because
Ow.
apparently I'm just a sword sheath at this point. People just ripping shit out of me.
Yep.
But they have both swords, free to kill Nagi. They stand there, pointing both towards him.
You two, explain yourselves! I demand you tell me what's going on!
Like you did to all the others you've killed. Don't make me laugh. You don't deserve it. Today we erase a scourge from the universe. РouᴉW lunges forward, stabbing Nagi straight through. The larger man stumbles back, groaning in pain. Acheron, let's end this. Destroy the cause of so much suffering. And give a brighter future to everyone. Couldn't have said it better myself. You know, I thought I won the battle. But now I know this is truly the end. He follows after РouᴉW and stabs Nagi as well. They both look at each other and give a firm nod. They activate the gears and Nagi screams in agony.
Ow.
You fools! You can't defeat me! I am the embodiment of death! A force more powerful than anything!
Acheron simply laughs. And I'm the embodiment of life. For the first time, it has prevailed.
A new force will govern the universe.
A white light engulfs everything. I can't see, but I can feel energy, and then a lack of it. Almost as if Nagi was now a part of their blades. Had they truly defeated the man who created Earth? I bring myself to my feet, and my knees tremble. I call out to Reo and Acheron, hoping they're alive. Perhaps their energy was put into the blades as well. Nope! But when the light subsides, I can see that's not the case. They both turn and face me, wearing huge smiles. They had teamed up and done the unthinkable. They destroyed Nagi, ended his twisted journey.
It's not over yet, David.
It's time to unleash your power.
Acheron, just like we practiced.
They turn and point both swords at me, but I sense no hostility within them. It was finally time to bring this to an end. I'd live out the purpose I was created for. But would I have enough power to carry out my goal? Either way, I had to do something, and fast. As soon as suspension ended, Terra would suffer.
I'll do this for everyone's freedom. No one will get stuck in a cycle of despair.
He stabs me with his blade, and I feel a surge of power.
And I'll do this for everyone's happiness. No more death will triumph over life.
Acheron follows suit, plunging his sword within me.
Why is this different from the other dude stabbing me?
No kidding.
I've been stabbed 4 times in about 4 minutes. It's not okay.
You really are just a sword sheath.
Here, with the ability to change history, we'll bring about a hopeful future. David, we believe in you!
They push the blades in deeper, but it doesn't hurt. Instead, I feel power like I've never felt before. It was time to change history, make things better. I looked deep inside, finding how much power I had. With all of it, I'd create the best possible reality. But how much power did I have? And what could I do? This was a culmination of every action I ever took.
All of your choices have led to this.
You can close off Earth and Terra, and that is it.
So, I'm assuming I don't have true ending quality then. Because I'm assuming I should have choices.
Probably.
Shit biscuits.
Oh well, we tried.
Alone together is the achievement unlocked?
Yep.
Why do they
With
have...
player's face.
Why? I could feel the power within me, but it wasn't enough. At least, not enough to achieve Velasquez's goal. Perhaps it was because I unleashed while I fought. Or perhaps I just didn't have enough to begin with. However, I wouldn't deny them the request. I could still change reality for the better. And Nagi wasn't too far off with his idea. In fact, it was followed after Lord Player's ideals. I nod at them as they plead for a better reality. The gears spin and everything fades to white. I close my eyes, embracing what's to come. So if this is not the true ending... Well, it obviously wasn't. I knew that my journey had finally come to an end, and I also knew that I'd never open my eyes again. But when they did, they'd see the future I created. A future built on the foundation of loss and suffering. But a future that would never experience that again. I didn't have enough power to bring back the dead, but I'd shape a reality that could bring everyone joy. They would never know the truth of what happened. The same lost souls made this dream a reality. I would be among them, as I knew the truth. My sacrifice and suspension meant I'd be forgotten. Hello? Epilogue. I didn't know there'd be an epilogue.
Well, I guess we get to see,
What everyone's doing.
Yeah.
So, I'm assuming this isn't the true ending? After everything subsides, Rai-T and PB head home. But only the raised ruins of the tavern greet them. It wouldn't be long until they noticed what happened. Immigration subsided. Terra would get no more visitors.
Righty, I can't believe this. It's almost like it was never even here. I'm sorry, you were right about that woman.
There's no need to apologize, PB. I have a feeling her reign is over. No one will have to suffer like this again.
What woman are they talking about, Nami?
Probably.
But what reign?
Don't know.
PB takes a slow step through the rubble of his home. He kneels down and picks up some broken glass.
It's still a little hard to believe. She destroyed almost everything inside.
PB laughs as tears stream down his face. He holds the piece of glass close to his heart.
No, not everything, Righty. This one is Fidget's doing. Only he could be this clumsy.
It was a broken glass or something.
Mm-hmm.
Righty approaches PB, inspecting the broken glass, the sheer laugh finding a moment of happiness. Nagi was wiped from the annals of history that day. Only Nami remained known for what she had done. But so too would the child of Exodus be forgotten. The citizens of Terra thanked Velasquez instead. The immortal king's reign had indeed come to an end. But he left in his wake a world of joy for all.
It shouldn't take too long to rebuild. I mean, I did it the first time around. And I'm a lot bigger than I was back then. It's also important to our culture. I don't think we should let this go. Whatever we have to do, I'll do it.
Don't worry, I'll help you.
You don't look strong. Not physically, anyway.
You're not the only one who's bigger. Maybe it won't take so long this time.
Oh yeah, when they built it, they were children.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when he built it, they were children.
Yep.
PB returns to his feet with a look of determination. He and Righty would devote their time to rebuilding. There was no sense living in the ashes of a killer. However, more than the tavern needed to be rebuilt. With Velasquez gone, Terra was in disarray. Conrad immediately ventured to the throne room. Amongst his findings was Velasquez's journal, a chronicle of his life ending with one decree.
Wait, you want to leave? Let's not make any hasty decisions. Oh, sorry, my lord. It just feels right. I've been the royal advisor my whole life. At the very least, it's time for a change.
Velasquez wished for Conrad to be his successor.
What?
That's a little out of the blue.
Yeah, that is.
A lot of responsibility, but he accepted eagerly. Actually, his decree asked for Endymion as well. But with everything that happened, Endymion was gone. Oh, because they were his closest, people other than Dusk here.
Yeah.
Oh, because Conrad would balance out Endymion and vice versa.
Uh-huh.
He was surprised that the king even suggested him. In his mind, he was just the reckless tag-along. But perhaps Endymion did instill with some wisdom. Wisdom he could use to rule as Terra's second king.
I'm sure there's something I can do. Lots of changes are going to be made. Did you have any dream jobs in mind? Anything but your royal advisor, my lord. I fear I've become a little worse for wear. A more hands-on job would be good for me. I'll keep that in mind, Dusk. Velasquez was a very hesitant man. He never wanted to expand our military. If I did, I'd need a commander. We don't want more threats coming here. At least ones we aren't prepared for. I'll consult with my subordinate at once. That sounds like something she'd enjoy. I appreciate your accommodations, my lord.
I'm assuming it's Sam?
Possibly?
Please, call me Conrad. Of course, Conrad, as you were.
He bows before leaving the throne room. His days of being the royal advisor had ended, but perhaps something greater awaited him. That's a really weird aside.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, the bar's back. Conrad had a kingdom to build. His future was clear. But as he started, Righty and PB finished. Their home was complete again, and they could relax. But the renovations came with revelations as well. Terra was severed from Earth, with no more immigration. Dust covered those portions of the Wayfarer's Tavern. It was now a simple bar, but that's all they needed. Because at the end of the day, they had peace.
It's awfully quiet around here. Can we live off this business? I'm trying to budget, but I'm not sure.
I don't think we're going to hand you the budget.
No way. I'm sure we have enough. Are you calculating things properly? Remember to remove the paperwork costs.
That was the first thing I did.
Fine then, let me see. There's no way we're falling behind. You must be overlooking something.
PB grabs the papers from Righty, somewhat angered. Almost all of their money went to rebuilding. But surely they had enough revenue to live. Every problem must come with a favorable solution. Though sometimes the solution is not what we expect.
Wait, what's this?
Amongst the papers, an envelope falls to the floor. It's addressed to PB and bears the royal seal. Right, he apologizes for not having shown him sooner. Problems with money can be all too consuming.
Yes, they can. It's from King Conrad. What would he want with me?
King Conrad sounds like some chief in the frickin' jungle. With no hesitation at all, PB opens the envelope. Right, he inches closer, curious at the contents. But before reading, he audibly clears his throat.
Dear PB, thanks for your service. Helping Terra in its time of need. Monthly stipend. Indefinitely.
Damn. PB perks up and wears a huge grin. Righty smiles, letting out a hearty laugh.
He's going to support us? Righty, we don't have to worry.
Honestly, I didn't expect that. Maybe he actually knows what he's doing. Wait, is there more to the letter?
Yeah, there is.
PB scoffs as he reads the final lines of the letter. His eyes tear up as all of their problems wash away.
In the end, I'd like to apologize and finally pay for that hole in the wall.
Aww. Okay, that's an adorable callback. While old bonds were mended, new ones were forged. Conrad took a more militant approach to Terran rule. To that end, he needed people he knew he could trust.
Conrad, I'm flattered. I thought you hated me. Especially after Endymion.
I heard PB's accent fade away. That was amazing.
I don't hate you, Kaelin. What happened was Endymion's fault. He was always too loyal to the king. I'd be honored if you served me. But you're still free to be yourself. I don't require that unwavering fealty.
What would you have me do? I'm skilled at quite a few things.
Oh, really? Conrad sighs and sits down on his throne.
Terra was attacked. That's the truth. We could barely even defend ourselves. Velasquez had no army to speak of either. And I'm sure this is far from over. Eternal peace is just a lie. Believing otherwise was his downfall. I would have you by my side, Kaelin. And feel free to call it whatever you want. Assassin, mercenary, partner, whatever. I want protection while our forces grow. I need someone skilled to rule with me. And when I die, to rule for me. That was Velasquez's other mistake. Tricking us and saying he's immortal. No one can live forever, Kaelin.
I agree with you there, Conrad. But are you suggesting I become king? I'm not sure I'd follow your logic.
Well, I mean, you're already a queen, so...
I'm suggesting we do what's necessary, both in the present and the future. Will you share this burden with me?
Is this a marriage proposal? Oh. Kaelin approaches the throne and kneels down before Conrad. He wasn't one to address royalty, and he was confused. But he believed this was customary among Terrans.
I will be your sword and shield, your light in the darkness to come. I will protect you for all of my days.
Conrad blinks multiple times, confused.
It does read like a freaking proposal and wedding vows.
Yeah, look!
Are you proposing to me? I'm flattered, but...
Kaelin jumps to his feet the moment he hears this.
No, of course not. Is that not how you address a king? I've seen it and read about it, you know.
Yeah, maybe in some fairy tales. Conrad stands up and walks towards his friend. He gently places his hand on Kaelin's shoulders.
Velasquez was old-fashioned. I'm not. Look at all these belts I'm wearing. When we talk as equals. No formalities, and definitely no kneeling.
Unless it's for... Anyway.
All right, Conrad.
Good. Now there's much to discuss. The people still haven't fully recovered. It's our job to create a brighter future.
The structure of Terran royalty continued to change. While newcomers entered the scene, others departed. However, they all had one thing in common. They were taking their lives in a new direction.
I guess that's all of it. Never thought I'd live to see this day. The immortal king sounded rather final.
Oh, it was Sam.
No one is really immortal, Dusk.
Oh, my brain is so bad. My first thought was, of course she's with the horse. I'm such a terrible person.
There's always some sort of catch. It was just his time to go, that's all.
I guess you're right, Sam. Now it's our time to go. You think you can carry that?
It's just a box.
All right. Just don't want you carrying too much. You're sure you know where we're going?
Please stop coddling me, Dusk. We're opening a barracks, not a preschool.
Hey, close enough.
Tara will be stronger because of us.
I don't think an assassin should be teaching the military. Well, maybe, I don't know. Sam scoffs and quickly leaves the castle. Her work relationship with Dusk would go on to continue. Together they were tasked with amassing an army. Willing Terrans ready to fight for their world. Against fucking who? Dusk takes one last look at the castle atrium. It had been a long time, but it was finally over.
Alright, here we go. It's time to move forward.
Blitzkrieg pop. What?
No idea.
And move forward they did.
Conrad went on to rule Terra for the rest of his days. He created a tightly knit society. Everyone was close. However, he made sure to keep his enemies even closer, a doctrine he learned during his time as an assassin. He was a popular ruler, loved by all of his people. Under his reign, everybody felt safe and secure. Rather than expanding, he'd strengthened what they had. This continued Velasquez's world government ideals. Sam and Dusk helped make this world a reality. They recruited Terrans who were willing to fight. The world was forever scared of more threats like Nami. To that end, there was no shortage of volunteers. They were remembered by all as brilliant strategists. They weeded out both rebellion and insurrection. Thankfully, as Conrad was loved, it rarely happened. Terra knew peace under a more militant leadership. That sounds weird. Righty and PB lived happily in the Wayfarer's Tavern. Of course, they decided it needed a new name. It went on to be a memorial PB's lost brother, who also had a gravestone placed in the backyard. PB would forever be... PB would never truly get over the loss of Fidget. However, they lived happily thanks to Conrad's stipend. Over the years, more tourists came to see the tavern. It was famous for the role it played in history. As they got older, Trish went on to perfect her art, so much so that Conrad wanted her to work for him. Leaving the tavern behind, she pursued her dream. She became a master bartender, known all over the Terra. People would travel great distances to meet her, and to them, the castle gates were always open. I don't know about traveling to see a bartender.
Yeah, no.
Unlike Velasquez, Conrad welcomed visitors. He was very sociable and loved his subjects. He remained this way until old age took his life, but he left behind a Terra more united than ever. Overpopulation and famine were a thing of the past. Everything you needed was always within your reach. The economy boomed and all citizens were kept safe. It became a socialist military state?
No idea.
That's what it sounds like. He saved Terra, just like Velasquez would have wanted. When Kalen took the throne, his work was quite easy. He had to maintain the paradise that Conrad created. A world where everyone lived their lives in happiness. In a world that would flourish the lifetimes to come. I'm confused.
Looks like Kalen's giving us the side eye.
Kalen's giving everything the side eye. Earth, however, would remain unchanged. After exiting the bunker, everyone regrouped. Heading back to Tokyo, they continued their plans. The world tour and the memorial would go on. With who? Your schedule guy is dead? Your guitarist is dead? Your singer is dead? The fuck? You've got like 2 people left, tops. Senjin and Inumi returned to the convention center. It was a big ordeal, but they couldn't lose time. The launch of the world tour still needed to happen. In fact, Daz and Shock would be pushing overtime.
Singe, are you sure I'll be okay? I don't want to be scared anymore. I've been having nightmares lately.
Chad be having nightmares too. Inumi. Oh, Jesus, what the hell happened there?
Inumi, everything will be fine. I'm sorry for lying to everybody, but Ashron and I had a plan all along.
You knew it was Max.
Yes, Acheron told me a long time ago. I'm sorry that things had to be like this, but otherwise all of us would be dead.
I think I understand.
If not, you will someday. You can't always win unconditionally. There would be losses on the road of life.
I just wish it didn't have to be bro.
Trust me, I feel the same way. It will take a lot to push through this. I can't even imagine what Daz is feeling.
It's all because of Maxine Armstrong. I heard someone say they'd execute her.
Can I watch?
She probably deserves that, right, Singe?
I can't say for sure, Inumi. The world doles out justice in strange ways. You can see that after all that's happened.
I guess, but you know what they say. The punishment should fit the crime.
Okay, well, let's see. She's responsible for the 12 deaths prior to them getting there. She's responsible for about close to 20 deaths at this point, I think. While some wanted vengeance, others wanted remembrance, to honor the fallen instead of avenging them. Daz and Shock put all of their heart into rehearsals. It would be their one chance to shine on their own. I'm not so sure about these lyrics, Daz. Don't they seem a little too sappy to you? I'll be yours. What's up with that?
It's a memorial, Shock. It's not for us. Other people will find meaning in them. We just have to sing them with emotion.
You still haven't put on a shirt!
Besides, my solo isn't any better. You're calling our duet sappy? Wait till you hear my performance.
I'll take your word for it. I'm really starting to feel the pressure here. So many people will be here for Clace.
This isn't about Clace. Never was. We're singing for every single loss. Past, present, and future, Shock. We'll tap into everyone's emotions, evoke memories deep inside of them, even memories they may have forgotten.
I guess you're right, but I'm still singing for Rocker and Clace. And maybe some people in my past. To that end, I don't want to screw up. If they're watching, I want them happy. They deserve to smile through all of this.
You said the lyrics were sappy. You should hear yourself right now, Shock. Did we ever see Clace?
You saw him in the, I think the only time we ever see him is in the police report thing.
Okay.
I think he was briefly visible there. He chuckles and they go on to share a laugh. They practice deep into the night for their big debut. This would be the start of the rest of their careers. What happened tonight would dictate their futures. The world became curious of the happenings in Tokyo. Murders, explosions, arrests. It was interesting.
Oh my.
Luckily, a local expert had all of this covered. Oh god.
Fukimoto here, live from Tokyo! What a turn of events we have, folks! Instead of protecting us, she killed! That's right, Maxine Armstrong! I reported her arrival just the other day. It turns out she had sinister intentions. But her reign of terror is at an end. I have exclusive news for all of you. Late last night, she was arrested. Like the scene out of a movie, I swear. Citizens coordinated her confession. After that, police delivered justice. But it wasn't just any citizens. Their names were Singe and Acheron. One of them was Max's brother. The other was Clace's tour manager. Both directly affected by her killings. That's what I call poetry, people. But her reach extended far further. How many people did her actions affect? And how far would these ripples spread? I don't think we'll ever truly know. Back to you, Bob.
While everyone gathered, some were heading home. Not by their own will, but by the will of others. Jade escorted Keela to the train station that day, but he was given a generous check before departing. Are you sure about this, Jade? That's a lot of money, you know. I have no idea what I'm going to do.
Singe's orders, Keela. Nothing I can do about it. I mean, I'd gladly take some.
Hey, no way! It takes a moment before he realizes she was joking. Actually, that was a pretty good one. I have to give you props for that, Jade.
Thanks, Keela. It means a lot.
I forgot she has trouble with humor.
I have to honor my teacher, after all. If only he could be here to see you off.
She says mid-yawn.
Nah.
Yeah, I really wish he could. I mean, we did have our differences, but Rook was a solid guy, he really was. What are you going to do now?
I hadn't thought that far ahead. But I know it's time for a change. Maybe I could be a teacher of sorts. Definitely not humor, though.
No, probably physics.
I'm smart in a lot of weird areas. Maybe I can pass that knowledge on.
That's a pretty good idea.
How about you, Keela?
Honestly, I have no idea. I might think about it on the train ride. It's how all this started, after all. Only fitting that it ends that way. Plus, I have a lot of time to waste. If only I had some company to tag along. The train pulls up and the doors slowly open.
I wish I could come with you, Keela.
I'm assuming in the true ending, David is there with him to go back on the train?
Possibly. But you have all of my information, right? Let me know when you get home safely.
What are you, his mom?
Maybe we'll both be less clueless then.
Sounds like a good idea. Maybe I can come back for Rook's funeral. I feel like I should be present for that. Jade nods as Keela gets on the train. After a moment, it starts driving away. Though, apart, they would still remain together. If not in person, then in the memories they held.
Please do. I'd like that.
When I Come Around. When I Come Around. Yeah, these are all song titles. Later that day, Jade tendered her resignation. It was time for her to move on to something different. She mourned over the loss of Rook for a long time, but part of moving on would be leaving the industry. I'm sorry to hear that, Jade. I hoped we could be partners for years, but I understand doing what's necessary.
I'm grateful for your understanding. Please don't assume I'm ditching you. I'd very much like to stay in contact.
Of course. I'd enjoy that as well. Have you thought about what you'll do?
No, I'm going to play it all by ear. Besides, a little freedom may help. If I need counsel, I'll come to you.
Absolutely. But don't leave just yet. You have a concert to attend, you know. I hope you plan to come and join us.
I'll definitely be there, Singe. I mean, it's a memorial, right? I have to pay my respects to Rook.
Thanks. It means the world to me. I know life takes us all over the place, but to be together, just one last time. If they're watching, they'd be happy.
No more tears.
Everything had been building up to this moment. Not everyone was here, but they were together in heart. Anxiety intensified as their debut loomed ahead. There was more on the line for them than anyone knew. Daz, I don't know about this. This must be what they call stage fright. Any chance you can handle it on your own?
No way! If you run, I'm coming too.
They will both just ditch it. Just we're out.
But we've gone too far to back out now. They don't deserve an empty stage. Remember what we're doing here tonight. A performance for all Tokyo. A memorial for the Midnight Deaths.
In the launch of your career as well. There's way more pressure on you.
Thanks for reminding me. Anyway, are you all prepared? I'm still worried about my piano work. There's a few tricky chords in there.
I didn't know she played piano. I thought she was just singing. I'm worried about singing in general. I've only ever provided backup vocals. They expect me to lead our duet tonight.
You have a beautiful voice, Shock. It's time we both step in the spotlight. Just do it like we rehearsed. It was great.
Outside, the crowd buzzes in anticipation.
Buzz, 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 buzz.
I will bite you. They've waited a long time for this day. Of course, it wasn't the concert they expected, but they gained joy from its newfound purpose. This joy made its way to Shock and Daz. The anxiety within them slowly withered away. It was time to be proud and honor the fallen. Tonight, they were the heralds of Tokyo's morning. Hooray? They stepped out, and the audience remained silent. They didn't applaud out of respect for the theme. It was a somber moment, a moment of quiet remembrance. One last aria for those lost souls to sway to. After the memorial concert, they made it big time. They made it big time. That's so weird. Oh, there's actually music. I'm gonna continue the lines.
Yep.
They traveled for years, entertaining the whole world. Shock took up philanthropic work when he had spare time. Daz, however, always poured her heart into performing. In the end, she easily surpassed Clace's popularity. But she never forgot the man who gave her this chance. Fukimoto did. Fukimoto's reporting turned many heads overseas. He was recognized for his coverage of the Tokyo crisis. An international corporation handed him a job offer. Woo, I didn't care about Fukimoto.
Nope.
He was exposition ex machina for me. Leaving Tokyo, he moved to America to pursue his dream. He became a reporter known for his honor and integrity. Fucking what? Never again would he resort to tabloid journalism. Are you sure? Blep. Singe managed idols for the rest of his days. He loved his work and devoted his life to it, all while becoming a father to the young Inumi.
Aww.
They both have hearts on their chests, so that's okay. But as he grew old, he needed to plan the future. He ended up teaching his son how the business worked. When old age took him, Inumi was given full control. His days were spent honoring the legacy his father left. Don't tell me they ended up together! Keela donated the money from his check to science. He was devoted to finding the cure of several illnesses. It was a great springboard for the rest of his life. He ended up becoming the chairman of many foundations. Jade went back to the field of education. She taught others and published many papers. By the end of her lifetime, she was very well known. Her contributions to the field would be cherished. And they fucked. Shock and Daz left behind many chart-topping hits. Rather than fighting over the spotlight, they did duets. They were true stars, loved by the people. And interacting with fans was their greatest passion. Are you sure that dude struck me as super antisocial? But their career came to an end with their old age. Settling down together, they focused on Shock's work. Together they found several popular charities. Their lives were henceforth devoted to giving. Well, isn't that cute? It sounded like a country song in the background.
Yep.
I thought they were pop stars.
Oh, Look at Taylor Swift.
I don't know how I saw all of this, to be honest. As far as I knew, I was supposed to be dead. But I smiled as I saw the future I left behind. It seemed that in the end, everyone was happy.
The end of the line.
Achievement unlocked. Hurrah. Game and story art by Clace. No shit. Art by Pawsy Clausy.
Main theme by Foxamore.
Backgrounds by Dreamstime.
Additional resources by
Photo
Photodune, Audio Jungle, and Murray Atkinson.
Additional scripts by Galv, Yanfly, Soulpour 777, Super Rogan, Hudel Heimworks. Works. Okay.
Cast of characters.
Oh, these are all literal OCs.
Yep. Conrad belongs to Kane Oren. Ashram belongs to Chris
Warhola. Fukimoto belongs to Jean-Luc Dylan Crawford. Holy shit.
Caleb belongs to Malzahar Bretherton.
Endymion belongs to William Rabinold.
Inumi belongs to Michael
Gain? I think that's Gain. Kabu belongs to Rufus Carlson.
Keela is Eddie Regula.
Eddie. Get it?
Uh-huh.
Laito belongs to Ruben Gosala Lai.
Piva belongs to Nikki Machiavelli.
Fidget belongs to Timothy Shrinick.
Player belongs to Joshua Player.
Rayo belongs to Rayo.
Righty belongs to Eric Concha Jr.
Riley belongs to Josh Spur.
Rocker belongs to Jason
Glenn Winkle. Wow. Rook belongs to Mac Rook Sauter.
Sam belongs to Lance Elliott.
Dux belongs to Ryan Rink.
Shock belongs to Colin Cameron.
Singe belongs to Dave Glubish.
Velasquez belongs to Joseph Volskamp.
Special thanks. I want to thank the investors that made this a reality. Your characters will live on forever in my heart, I also want to thank everyone who gave feedback. The game would not be what it is without you.
Lastly, I want to thank you, the player. You've supported my dream to continue creating games. This game is dedicated to all of you.
Supposedly, Clace does have another game he's working on, and I'm hoping he worked on his story Deliverance.
Instead of massive amounts of exposition dump at the end, which, yeah,
That's...
I can see why people and reviewers kind of complained about this game now.
That's really my only complaint. The story itself is solid. The delivery is wrong.
Yes.
Doing it in giant chunks is the issue.
Yeah, where you're just kind of banging your head on your desk by the end of each chunk because you're like, oh, come fucking on.
Right. So, I'm hitting buttons. Buttons aren't working. Okay. It might just sit on that screen until the song's done.
Quite possibly. So, that was the end. Endings, etc.
Well, let's see what's at the end of this. See if there's anything. Unless it just takes me back to the title.
Which it might.
It might just take me back to title.
Oh.
Oh! What?
They pulled a Marvel on us.
They marveled me. Okay, hold on.
Or Stanley.
Hold on, people. Max sits alone in the courtyard of her prison. She instills a sense of fear in the other inmates. Avoiding her, they call her insane and unstable. But after what happened, she knows the truth.
They're right to be scared. They all know what I'm capable of. Rising up the food chain will be easy.
She lifts weights, grunting as she pushes her limits. With each rep, unpleasant memories return to her. Her loss to Acheron and Singe, and her murder spree. She finds strength in this, but can't tell why.
8, 9, what?
She drops her weight to the side, panting heavily. But not because her set has reached its end. Instead, she drops it in a state of shock. She feels a familiar sensation and braces herself. Hello?
Waiting.
Uh-oh. Acheron's being a dick. Acheron was about to be a dick.
And rub her face in it. Yep.
Take that, bitch! Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's the actual end. I think, because that's the title screen background.
Yep.
Okay, so...
Shoot to thrill.
They are all song titles in the end. Shoot to thrill. Fire again.
Alright, so that was...
Major minor, I think.
I think so.
If we're wrong, I'll be cutting to whatever was going on after this.
Yep.
But, assuming I'm right, thank you everybody for watching and joining in with this story with us.
Thanks for sticking around as long as you have. I know that this has been quite the long journey.
And a little arduous when they hit us with the exposition dumps.
Yes, oh my god.
Okay.
So I'm
waiting just to see. Because the music ended. It appears that you did not unlock the true ending. Okay. So it's confirmed I did not. It was pretty obvious, but... Okay. Would you like to start the game from the beginning? Okay. So I will do this, and through the magic of editing, I'm going to show you the correct ending, and we will comment on that when we get there.
In the next episode.